Shalom to the nation of Israel. This is Barzal coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and to the hopeful light pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. This is less just me. Well, it's going to be a quick one, but it's basically about being in the furnace, being tried, going through your trials and tribulations. And just a quick one, but you're always going to go through your ups and downs. So when you're on high, or when the Most High puts you on high, don't forget when you're on low, right? Remember when you were low, you'd have those things, and thank Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for, staying with you when you're on low and bringing you to a high place. All right. And it's going to be weird because when you start to see things happening, you're going to see that you're being tested at certain times that's when the furnace is on and the heat is on, is when almost everything you try to do, you plan out things in your head perfectly, but they won't end up that way. Your whole plan gets brought to shambles. So then the Most High, because he has that bet, just like he had with Job, right? And he wants to see what you're gonna do in that situation, right? Because the Lord's like, no, that's my guy. He's not gonna crumble. He's not gonna forsake me. No, he's not gonna do it. Satan's like, nah, trust me. You always have everything working perfectly for him. Everything works. He has that hedge around him, right? Let me just start to mess up his day, get him frustrated, get him angry, and let's see if he starts to lose his cool, right? Starts snapping at people, right? Starts to give into the flesh. And the Lord makes a bet, right? So you got to be able to see when strange things are happening to understand that it's a test. 1 Peter 4:12, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you. And personally, I went through that today. Man, it was some serious fire. But it's to try you, right? And what do tests do? They try you to see what you're made out of, whether you're made of stubble or whether you're made of gold, right? As though some strange thing happened unto you. Yeah, right? So when that's happening to you, you should actually be happy it's happening. You're like, oh shit, the Lord is still testing me. Wow, the Lord is trying me. He's purifying me. He's putting me through it, right? But rejoice in so much as ye are partakers of Yahweh Shai's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. Right? So be happy when it happens, because Yahweh Shai went through it. So when you're going through it, just cleave on to Yahweh Shai even more. Right? Because that's the only way through. That's the only way through. You can't cleave onto the flesh. Right? Because the flesh is actually going to make you get off the path. Right? You got to cleave onto Yahweh Shai. Alright, and I'm just going to get 2 more, because this is just a quick one, but it's always good to remind yourself that when those things are happening, it's just a test. You're in the midst of a test. You're in the midst of the exam of that level that you're in, because there's always more levels. Zechariah 13:7. Zechariah 13:8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts thereof shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Right? That's the elect. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, which is Yahweh Bashem Shai, which is why you're supposed to call on his name, to cleave unto him. Right? If you call on Yahweh Bashem Shai, right? Yahweh the Father and Yahweh Shai the Son, if you call on their names, they will help you. Because you go, I'll bring that scripture out, right? Let me just finish this. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power, right? So the Lord's not going to forsake you if you call on his name when you're in trouble, right? And let me just see if I can remember where that is. I think Ecclesiastes. Where is that? I know it's an Apocrypha. No, it's not in Maccabees. It might be Ecclesiasticus. Yep. Ecclesiasticus 2 and 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? And how do you trust in the Lord? You got to call on his name, Yahweh Shem Yoshai. You got to be meditating on him when you're going through it, right? And when you trust someone, you like, say if you're what's one thing you're doing? Okay, let's say you're learning how to ride a bicycle. Your dad's, he has his hands on you and he's holding the balance for you, right? You don't have your training wheels. Let's say you don't have your training wheels on and you're learning how to balance, but you trust your dad to be there to hold you still when you're trying to learn how to balance on the bicycle. It's the same thing with Yahweh Shem Yoshai. And the reason why you trust him, right? Because you allow him to do it is because you trust him. You allow him to hold you there while you do something that you're afraid of, or something that you've never done before, or something where you feel uneasy or shaky in, because you trust that the person who's holding you is gonna catch you if you fall, or stabilize you so you don't fall, right? The same thing. Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Right? So let's get one more. Isaiah 48 and 10. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. Right? So you're in the furnace of affliction. So things are supposed to go wrong. Things are not supposed to go your way. You're supposed to have everything planned out perfectly in your head. And actually executing it, well, trying to execute it perfectly, but it goes bad, goes sideways, goes left. And the Lord wants to see, right, what you're going to do. Are you going to freak out? Are you going to forsake the Lord's name? Are you going to not follow the rules, the law, statute, commandments anymore, because now this certain situation to go your way, right? Because remember, it's a strange thing, that fiery trial, which is to try you, right? So you have to constantly meditate on that, right? And that will bring you to remembrance of like, okay, yeah, this is the test. Okay, yeah, Satan's in the midst, right? And it's to make you better. So you have to laugh. You're like, oh, okay. You start laughing, like, all right, okay, cool. All right. Then you calm down, you start breathing, and you stay in the spirit, you gain control of the flesh. Because it's a battle. It's a wrestle between the flesh and the spirit. So you're fighting the flesh, right? Anyways, I just want to make a quick one. Hopefully, this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect that pushes word and truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And shalom until next time.